Greetings. In this video, we are going to look at an interesting topic. So, Malaysian Mariamman Temples and the negligence of local deities. To start off, Malaysia, being a hub for Mariamman Temples, has definitely strengthened the part of Shaktism in this nation. We have a plethora of Mariamman shrines in Malaysia, founding navigation boards in the urbanist metropolitan to rural interior. Of course, the popularity of Mariamman shrines sparked when they were largely established in the estates when the Indian diaspora crossed seas to Malaya. Mariamman, being a form of Shakti associated with rain, holds an important aspect in plantation and agriculture. However, the spark initiated took some ugly form in the later years. At one point of time, people began to recklessly convert already existing sites of worship into Mariamman temples. Our nation is rich with mysticism. Many of our ancient shrines have an associated unique history to it, many of them which are spine-chilling. Not all temples were actually built for Mariamman or presided by Mariamman. Most of them actually have a presiding deity who was probably once a healer, philanthropist, divine child, a yogini or saint. They would have experienced an intense moment in their life or been someone who was spiritually advanced, such that upon leaving their body, preserved an enlightened consciousness that still vibes in their land of origin. Now, this is not something unique to our nation alone. In fact, let us take an example. This is how the worship of Mariamman sprouted. Her intense moment was when she expressed her Shakti in an act of nobility to save a child. Today, she stands as a goddess who serves as an obstetrician and pediatrician. Mariamman in general is today related as an expression of Kali, as she too has a Ghora, fierce manifestation. However, we do not completely Kalify Mariamman, but rather access the energy of Kali through her form. Another example in the aspect of Shiva or Shiva Tattva, let's say Madurai Veeran, who is a synonym for refuge and protection, is worshipped as Bhairava or Rudra, without distortion to his own unique identity as the hero of Madurai. What has happened in Malaysia is that most of the century-old shrines with their own unique history have lost their originality completely, as they were all converted to Mariamman shrines after some time. Many temples which initially housed a local deity were upgraded into agamic temples. In this process, an unrelated name was rebranded to the deity. Now, the deity may be called Mariamman or Kali, but the entity presiding may be something else. Devotees may not be aware of this. Now, by preserving the authentic history of a temple, we actually get to learn about the great beings who walked this land, establish a stronger devotional attachment to the local deity. Many families may be even able to relocate their ancestral deity or lineage. All these possibilities are lost when we blatantly demolish such shrines and construct typical Mariamman temples over its remnant. Now, a question: is it wrong to upgrade local shrines to Mariamman temples? Now, ultimately, the deities themselves express Shakti, right? However, we lose a lot of potential history of our land when we blatantly replace them all. Even if you choose to do such a thing, inscribe the history of the shrine and preserve it, like how it is being done in the Taiping Ayanar Temple. In this temple, the history of the temple is expressed through sculptures within the temple premise. The famous Ayanar Temple in Taiping is actually built on the Samadhi of a Siddha. Now, as the awareness on the origins of the temple is preserved this way, we definitely do not slaughter or offer alcohol here. Now, imagine what can happen when we forget its history. A Samadhi of a Siddha polluted by beer cans and blood. The temple is that of Ayanar, no doubt about it, but the Shakti, the battery to it, is the Samadhi of a yogi. Similarly, most Mariamman and Kali temples of Malaysia have a Shakti which has its whereabouts unknown, unfortunately.